Has there been anything like Hurricane Helene and Milton in the Naruto timeline? The closest thing to it would be Paine's assault on the Hidden Leaf village. With no regard for the people and families that call the city of Tampa and the Hidden Leaf their home, both were forced to persevere and rebuild. Symbolic similarities can be made between the two events, such as the destruction and resilience those affected had shown.
It has dropped 50 millibars in 10 hours. I apologize. This is just horrific.
Millions have been ordered to evacuate, flooding the highways and leaving cities in the hurricane's path looking like ghost towns.
People that live in the Sunshine State are no strangers to the threat of hurricanes. Where they're located makes them particularly vulnerable. A hurricane originates over water, later making its way to land. Surrounded on three sides, Florida sits between the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico. Their warm and humid climate is ideal for the birth of low-pressure systems as hot air rises and cools in quick succession, leading to a hurricane the size of Milton, reaching a storm surge over 10 feet and winds over 157 miles an hour or 252 kilometers per hour. Biggest hurricane on record to ever hit Florida was Hurricane Andrew in 1992. A Category 5 hurricane that ripped through Miami with winds at 165 miles an hour, leaving 175,000 people homeless. Hurricane Andrew touched land on August 23rd, leaving behind $27 billion worth of damages while hitting Louisiana and the Bahamas in its path. A landmark event because of the damages the storm created, the United States government later instituted new building code regulations and mandated a number of hurricane preparedness measures across the country. While not surrounded by water, the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki was living in the Hidden Leaf. Knowing this, the village elders expected that the Akatsuki would be coming to take the tailed beast from Naruto at all costs. The Nine-Tails was the last tailed beast that the Akatsuki had yet to seize, and the most powerful one at that. Seeing the greed and hatred that can possess even the most noble shinobi, Nagato comes to this realization that peace between the 5 great shinobi nations is futile.
Yahiko died, and from then on, I took over as the leader of our organization. I was wrong. I realized then that the answer I had given Jiraiya was worth nothing. Yahiko's loss. That was my second great pain.
He unites the Akatsuki under the mission of achieving peace through pain, which they plan to achieve by using the tailed beast to create a weapon of mass destruction, instead inciting peace by threatening violence.
The Akatsuki is now assembled. Conan, Itachi, Kisame, Sasori, Deidara, Kakuzu, Hida, Orochimaru, and Zetsu.
Hurricane Helene and Milton combined created the perfect storm. While Helene touched ground, bringing heavy winds and a significant amount of rain to the east coast of the United States, while destroying whatever was in its path, those conditions laid the groundwork for Hurricane Milton to wreak havoc as it hit Tampa Bay and other cities. Millions of people have lost power while numerous counties are under evacuation notice. To date, the death toll has reached over 230 people across 6 different states.
Breaking news, a brand new forecast just in moments ago for Hurricane Milton, which is heading right towards Florida as an extremely dangerous Category 5 hurricane. Today, Milton became the strongest storm anywhere on the planet this year.
Paine's assault on the Hidden Leaf, using his most powerful technique, his almighty push, destroyed the entire village, leaving a crater in its place. Buildings and people were laid to waste, including the renowned Hokage Rock. There were numerous Hidden Leaf villagers and shinobi that were killed during the attack, evident amongst all of those that were brought back to life during the Rhine rebirth. People have come together to support one another in the wake of the hurricanes. Families have opened up their homes to those displaced by flooding, while local businesses have provided food, water, and shelter to those in need. Local and state governments, along with the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the U.S. Coast Guard, have mobilized relief efforts as soon as the hurricanes hit, rescuing those trapped and evacuating others at risk. On the other side, utility companies have been working around the clock to restore power to the millions of homes without it. Unbeknownst to Nagato, Naruto was at Mount Miyaboku when he wiped out the Hidden Leaf. To protect Naruto and the village in the face of danger, villagers and shinobi banded together to stand up to the 6 paths of pain. Most notable were Kakashi and Choza as they fought to protect their village. In the instance of Kakashi, it was at the expense of his life. Hinata, on the other hand, faced pain by herself as an act of courage in order to protect Naruto. United under a common burden, people come together to support one another. With compassion and understanding, their resolve is what allows them to rebuild their homes, their communities, and the most difficult, their families.
I wish you'd moved past it and used your power to create peace in a positive way.
The end of this story arc in Naruto is one of the most touching in the entire series. Upon coming face to face with Nagato, rather than being overtaken by rage and anger after what had transpired, Naruto confronts Nagato's pain with empathy and mutual understanding, saying,
"If I stop believing just because things get difficult, if the hero in this book were to change who he is, and it wouldn't be about Naruto. That's why no matter how much pain my own path brings, I'll keep walking."
I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. Please subscribe for weekly videos. It would be much appreciated. Thank you.